introduce our next performers because actually we started performing together back at the legendary Valencia Rose in San Francisco many years ago. Different times. I had hair. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff. It was a different time. And it's my pleasure to introduce two men who combine music, politics, and good fashion sense. Those of you who are already Romanovsky and Phillips fans would be maybe shocked to learn that Ron and Paul no longer practice homosexuality. They have perfected it. Although they have been described as a gay Simon and Garfunkel, they prefer to think of themselves as a lesbian Sonny and Cher. So please welcome Romanovsky and Phillips.
I'd like to start out this evening with a song that pretty much sums up everything we stand for. Tolerance and compassion. Try not to laugh at the clothes that they wear. Didn't mother teach you that it's not polite to stare? Don't make a scene when you see them arm in arm. It's best to just act casual as if you're not alarmed. Just look the other way if they should dare to show affection. And hope to God that they use condoms for their own protection. Just try to open up your heart. This world is big enough for some of us to play a different part. Although at times their preference makes them hard to tolerate. Some of my best friends are straight. Try not to wince at their backyard barbecues. Be tactful when you tell them that their socks don't match their shoes. And when they drive by in their souped up automobiles, don't yell, you look ridiculous up there on those great big wheels. Though at times the path they've chosen seems a bit outrageous, take comfort in the fact that their condition's not contagious. Just try to open up your heart. This world is big enough for some of us to play a different part. It's not fair to persecute them for a simple twist of fate. Some of my best friends are straight. We've got to understand they cannot help themselves. And if it disturbs you, perhaps you have those tendencies yourself. Try not to gawk when you see them at the mall. Don't freak out at the gym if one should share your shower stall. Try not to smirk at the hairdos that they sport, though at times you'd like to haul them off to fashion court. And if in fact you find yourself compelled to intervene, just gently recommend they find a barber who's a queen. Try to open up your heart. This world is big enough for some of us to play a different part. Although they have a tendency to overpopulate, some of my best friends are straight. Oh, I might not want my sister to take one on a date. Some of my best friends are one of your best friends could be. Even someone right beside you could be straight. They might be straight. Thank you so much. Thanks, that feels so much cooler and more comfortable.
Thank you. We are Romanovsky and Phillips, and some of you may recognize us from our recent appearance on America's Most Flaunted. It's so good to be here. It's not every day we get to share our dressing room with 150 men.
Really?
Except they're not back there stealing our jewelry right now.
Really? Those of you who have seen us before, you know the rules. You can sing along or lip sync as long as you don't drown us out. Those of you who have never seen us, how many people have never seen Romanovsky and Phillips before? Anybody in this audience? Wow. Where have you been, honeys? Well, for those of you who are virgins to R&B territory, we're really especially glad to welcome you here this evening, and we should explain a little bit about what this is going to be like for you.
Well, we've realized that, in many ways, if you've never seen us before, it's kind of like a first date, really. You might be a little uncomfortable, you're not really sure what to expect, you're not sure how far you want to go. But I just want to let you know that you've made a good impression so far.
You have. A really good impression. This is so great to see so many queers in one room. It's just wonderful. And a great concert is like a great relationship. It works best when both parties involved, are equally involved, okay?
Yes, and you could get involved right away on this next number by sort of clapping along, maybe even stomping your feet a bit. It would help us get into it, because it's a song that's kind of hard for us to get into the spirit of it, because it's not really real autobiographical.
Well, so, it's kind of autobiographical, but...
Well, whatever. It's just a song about a person who is very bitter and has a lot of misdirected anger.
That's not true. No, wait. It's a song about a person who is in a lot of pain and is expressing their emotions in a really constructive and healing and healthy way.
Well, I just think the person in the song is obviously very codependent. One of those people who loves too much, just like on the talk
I'm sorry,
shows.
I beg to differ, but I know what the song is about. The song is about this person who, is really good at giving, and is in love with this person who just cannot love enough, and so it's hard, So.
Well, excuse me, but I wrote the song, so I think that...
Well, big deal. I fucking live the song, okay?
Do it, okay?
They're on my side. I gave you my heart to have and to hold. You warmed it at first, and then you dropped it cold. Now you want to be friends. Oh, isn't that sweet? Well, maybe I can, but first you'll have to go on a retreat. Not the kind of a vacation for relaxing in the shade. I'm talking about a guilt trip, all expenses paid. Leave your problems while we might take mine along instead. It's what you deserve because you've been playing with my head. Like your suitcase full of sorrow and lock yourself inside. You won't feel any better, but I'll be satisfied. My life, deciding to leave, but you're gonna suffer if I'm gonna grieve. Now you like to travel, you like being alone. Well, here's a little tip. You can take all by your little self at home. Not the kind of a vacation where you lay out in the sun. I'm talking about a guilt trip. Music. for one.
Leave your problems far behind, they might along instead. It's what you deserve cause you've been playing with my head. Pack your suitcase full of sorrow and lock yourself inside. You won't feel any better, but I'll be satisfied. No, I do not want to see you smiling. You're not supposed to have a good time. You shouldn't think about your feelings. You should only be concerned with my head. Hey, hey, I do not want to see you smiling. You're not supposed to have a good time. You shouldn't think about your feelings. You only be concerned with mine.
Leave your problems far behind. Take mine along instead. Hey, it's what you deserve cause you've been playing with my head. Hey, hey, pack your suitcase full of sorrow and lock yourself inside. You won't feel any better, but I'll be satisfied. Hey, hey, hey,
Leave your problems far behind, take mine along instead. Hey, it's what you deserve cause you've been playing with my head. Hey, hey, pack your suitcase full of sorrow and lock yourself inside. You won't feel any better, but I'll be satisfied. Hey, hey, leave your problems far behind, take mine along instead. Hey, it's what you deserve cause you've been playing with my head. Hey, hey, pack your suitcase full of sorrow and lock yourself inside. You won't feel any better, but I'll be satisfied. Hey, 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 hey.
not the kind of a vacation that you take to just unwind. I'm talking about a guilt trip. Leave your
so much. That song is actually a very old folk song that's been in my family for generations. Every time I get home, they want me to play the song. They say, oh, fuck, you buy the album. Too. After Amendment 2 passed up in Colorado, we went up there to...
Yes, that's the appropriate time for that, yes.
Get out of your system. After Amendment 2 passed, we went up there to do some concerts to raise consciousness and morale and money, and it really felt like we were behind enemy lines entertaining the troops.
We like to think of ourselves as a gay USO show, kind of. Going where a few queens would dare to go. It's kind of weird. You know, and when Clinton lifts the ban on gays in the military, we figure we have a whole new career opening up for us.
Bob Hope's got to die sooner or later, right? So, here we are. We did a concert up in Aspen, Colorado during their annual Gay Ski Week in January. I never realized why so many queers like to ski, but of course, it's the sport that requires the most shopping.
It's amazing.
It's a sport I could probably get into, I think.
Yeah, really. No, you know, and we also, though, we did a really scary performance in Colorado Springs, and this is where it all started, you know, for those of you who don't know. There are like over 150 fundamentalist right-wing groups that are now being based there. I mean, they're all moving there. It's the weirdest
thing. It's like the San Francisco of the religious right.
It's true. It is. It's very scary, you know? And I'll tell you, the one thing that really pisses me off about all of these religious right groups is that they keep talking as if they own God. You know, and that pisses me off because I have a very personal relationship with God, as does Ron, and she is not one to be owned. You know what I'm saying? So, she's not one to be pushed around, that's for sure. And so to that end, we'd like to throw our 2 cents into this discussion.
I think they're ahead of us. I hate when that happens.
I've been around the block. I've seen a lot of sights. From the outback of Australia to Alaska's northern lights. And I have to say I'm so impressed with the beauty of this earth. And I have a theory to impart for whatever it is worth. Just think about the things you've seen. The mountains and the oceans and the prairies in between. Oh, people, can't you see? It's obvious to me that if there is a God, He's a queen. Just drive through the canyonlands and you too will believe. Cause there are color combinations that no straight man could conceive. Striations and the textures you will see there in the land could have only been invented by an L.E. holy man. Just think about the things you see. Think about the things you see. And the oceans and the prairies in between. Oh, people, can't you see? It's obvious to me that if there is a God, He's a queen. Now the Bible says He did it all within a week. And I'm quite impressed, though I've also got a small critique. He should not have taken that 7th day of rest, cause He could have done a little more work on the Midwest. And at least Ohio told me when autumn's in full force to confirm my reference to the sexual preference of the one we call a source. And if you think I need more evidence to really validate my claim, what about the guy who wrote for Purple Mountain's Majesty?
On the fruited plain,
Just think about the things you see.
about the things you see.
Of the mountains and the oceans and the prairies in between. Oh, people, can't you see? It's obvious to me that if there is a God, He's a queen. Now it seems we've solved one mystery of the earth and its creator. Jesus might have been a carpenter, but His father was a decorator. Just think about the things you see. The mountains and the oceans and the prairies in between. Oh, can't you see? It seems so obvious to me that if there is a God, He's a queen. Sing it with us. He's a queen. I can hear you. He's a queen. That's it. He's a queen.
And now that we've solved this mystery, I think it's time to take a closer look at the virgin marriage, don't you? Because I've never really seen the pioneer of artificial insemination. I don't know. Here's at 11. He's the queen.
The number one cause of death among lesbian and gay teenagers is suicide. Gay and lesbian kids commit suicide 2 to 3 times as often as heterosexual teens. These statistics hit particularly close to home for me. I was one of the lucky ones. My friends were just a charade. But there was a time when it seemed like the answer was a bottle of pills or a razor blade. 'Cause when they don't understand you, or they tell you it's only a phase, well, that's one way out of high school. One way to escape all your loneliest days. One way out of a small town. And sometimes it seems like the only way. I could have been a statistic, and what would the papers have said? Well, I doubt if they would have told the full story of who really left me for dead. 'Cause when they don't understand you, or they tell you it's only a phase, well, that's one way out of high school. One way to escape all your loneliest days. One way out of a small town. Sometimes it seems like the only way. Survivors can drown out the liars. We won't have to lose anymore. Anyone can be a beacon, brighten the dark of despair. Light up the path to another way out, but nobody else seems to care. When they don't understand you, or they tell you it's only a phase. Well, I love our new president. And I just feel so much better knowing that there's a cat in the White House. Party on socks. No, I really am hopelessly in love with Bill. Hillary's just gonna have to get over it. At first I was in love with Al Gore, but that was really kind of shallow. Bill is very deep. And I think he is going to, pull through for us and lift the ban on gays in the military. And, I'll tell you, it's a good thing these guys in the military aren't as afraid of Saddam Hussein as they are of sissies, or we'd be in a lot of trouble.
So, it's weird, this whole thing with the military. I mean, it's like they seem to be so obsessed with the idea, like, that they're afraid we're going to be demanding blowjobs in the showers or something, And I think somebody needs to get word to them that all we're interested in is blow dryers, I feel little amenities, some little soaps and some shampoos, we'll be happy, you know?
Don't ask for much.
But you know, all of this stuff actually brings up a real dilemma for me. Because on the one hand, I firmly believe that gays and lesbians should be allowed to serve in the military and that the ban should be dropped. I also really, in my heart, believe that maybe we should better off just drop the military altogether. You know, but it's interesting because there are a lot of sort of complex situations that occur in this world that I really think actually have very simple solutions. I mean, you know, think of how many battles, how many fights, how many wars, even just fights on the street are begun because people confuse their anatomy. This next song, a lot of you know it. We're not going to practice because of time limitations, but those of you who don't know it, just follow along with the rest of the sheet. I think penises are wonderful. I love to play with them. Masturbation is loads of fun, and so is loving other men. Watch them grow before your eyes light up and watch them shrink. They can do a lot of things, but don't use them to think. Come on now, don't use your penis for a brain. Hard as it may be, you really must refrain, 'cause it's meant to bring you pleasure, but it's bound to bring you pain if you try to use your penis for a brain. Some men are always collecting things like sports cars, guns, and knives. They seem to think of them as masculine extensions of their sides. Perhaps it makes them feel secure or smart or even tall, but that kind of macho reasoning will only screw us all. Come on, boys, don't use your penis for a brain. Hard as it may be, you really must refrain, 'cause it's just a manly treasure. No, it's not a gun to aim. So don't try to use your penis for a brain. Penises are fun, but not intelligent. They have no IQ. Penises are cute, but they're not logical. Don't let them make decisions for you. La 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 la. Interpretive dance. Thanks, I choreographed it myself. Now, I noticed that some of you still aren't singing. I don't know if this is because you're nervous wrapping your lips around this word or what, but I'd say let's just get over ourselves in the spirit of community, okay? We've got a new Supreme Court Justice, Mr. Thomas is his name. He thinks that sexual harassment is a harmless grown-up game. The message that is sent young men is dangerous and slick. That your career potential's higher even if you are a prick. Oh, Clarence, don't use your long dong for a brain. Hard as it may be, you really must refrain, 'cause it's not a way to measure your power or your fame. try to use your penis for a brain. Once more time now, don't use your penis for a brain. Hard as it may be, you really must refrain, 'cause it's meant to bring you pleasure, but it's bound to bring you pain. If you try to use your penis, you mustn't try to use your penis. Please don't try to use your penis for a brain. Cha-cha-cha.
Thank you very much, Romanovsky Phillips. Thank you. We have CDs and cassettes and t-shirts for sale in the lobby. We'll see you later.
I apologize. Unfortunately, we can't, simply because we got a contract with this place and it'll involve major overtime money to go over with the show. So I know that they are blown away by your response, but we also don't want the chorus to go broke. Okay, so I apologize. I'm sorry.